Hey G fans, GojiFan93 here, and oh my god, I'm actually talking, I'm actually commenting while this video is playing. The reason for that, and also because you probably noticed that this is way ahead in the game, but here we have probably the best moment in EDF 4.1. Now, I mustered up to record this with my voice to tell you guys that I will be pulling the plug on this series, and I know a lot of you are probably actually very excited about that. I've heard your feedback, I've seen the comments, and this series just is not getting a lot of interaction, I should say. You know, I've noticed the views, and you know, there hasn't been a lot of view counts on it, and I've noticed that you guys just are not really that interested in this series, and that's perfectly fine. I can understand that, you know, only seeing gameplay of this game, and also the way that I play it is kind of repetitive, and you know, I only use like one set of weapons throughout the whole game. So what I'm going to do is I decided that I'm just going to pull the plug on this series, and I just wanted to show you one last video of Earth Defense Force 4.1 in the best level that it's at. Right now, what you're watching is just complete chaos. With fighting all these kaiju against all the mechs, and it's so friggin' awesome. But that's basically what I wanted to do with this video. I wanted to just talk about, you know, I don't know, maybe a lot of things in the channel in the coming months, or like maybe in the coming weeks or whatever. But this is just kind of a video to explain that, you know, I'm pulling the plug on this series, and you know, if you guys want to get more, like if there's a lot of EDF fans out there, and I know that there's a lot of you out there, and thank you for watching the videos if you were enjoying them, but there are, I do have a full playthrough with commentary, like a full let's play, like a real traditional let's play of Earth Defense Force 2025. I already done that, that's the English version. But yes, I just really wanted to, you know, tell you guys that, you know, I've been seeing the comments and I read them, and understanding that, you know, watching this isn't really that interesting, and I, you know, I want to give you guys content that is at least somewhat entertaining, you know, so I don't want to just put out a video that just for the sake of, you know, just for the sake of having a video. So yeah, but while you're watching this though, please enjoy the gameplay though, because this is like honestly the best part of the game, and you know, I because this is the last video that I'll be showing off EDF 4.1, I kind of just want to give like maybe a small review or my, you know, my thoughts on this port, I would say. Also, first off, I would like to say that EDF 4.1 is coming to America. There was one of the episodes that I put at the beginning, like a little disclaimer saying that it was coming out to the States, which is really cool. I'm kind of, in a way, I'm kind of disappointed, because honestly, I thought this game was not, I thought 4.1 was not coming to the States, because I've kind of looked at EDF's track record on, you know, their other games, and it seems like every time they come out with like a spin-off or a port, it never really made it to the States. Like, the only, oh my god, look at that mech just fly like a ragdoll back there. Anyways, god, I'm gonna get so distracted watching this. Anyways, yeah, I didn't know it was going to come out to America, so it was a complete shock when I heard the news that it was. I'm definitely going to buy it. I'm totally going to buy it, because I'm such an EDF fan. You guys know this. I've played all the EDF games that I can, at least the EDF games that I could get my hands on, and I have done Let's Plays of them. But EDF 2025, or 4.1 right now, is easily by far the best EDF game I've ever played. Just because it has, like, what 2017 was, and Earth Defense Force 2017 on the Xbox 360 was the first EDF game that I ever played. So, you know, and then when they came out with Insect Armageddon, it just kind of like ruined it, you know. I mean, and the sad thing is Insect Armageddon was like the first game that a lot of American gamers witnessed with Earth Defense Force. Not a lot of people played, you know, 2017 when it came out. It was definitely a cult game. So this was like their first exposure to Earth Defense Force, and that's just sad, because Insect Armageddon, it's not a terrible game. It plays well, it has smooth controls, the graphics are nice. It's just the core gameplay that it's so Americanized, and it's so like, oh my god, look at that mech just fly through the air. Oh god, that's so cool. Anyways, it's just so like Americanish. I don't know. I don't mean that as a derogatory word towards, you know, American gaming. I'm just saying that it's just not what Earth Defense Force is. And when they came out with Earth Defense Force 2025, it just blew my mind. And I'm like, this is exactly what I wanted. This is what Earth Defense Force Insect Armageddon should have been. So, and also, this will probably be the last Earth Defense Force video for a very long time. At least until they come out with another one. Or if, I mean, you know, we don't even know if Earth Defense Force is going to have a sequel, which they probably will. I mean, the series, the franchise as a whole has been getting a lot more popular. Definitely the marketing campaign of 2025 was way more successful than what Earth Defense Force 2017 was. So that's actually a really good thing, and I'm very happy that the franchise is doing well. It's not as much of a cult classic as it used to be. It still kind of has a cult following, but I feel like it's a little bit more popular. More gamers know about it. And the fact that you can get on the PS4 is just great. And the Earth Defense Force 4.1 port that's coming to the States, I think later this fall, I believe, is when it's coming out. I don't remember the exact date, but that's coming out on the PS4 as well. Now, as far as the Xbox One, I'm not sure. And this is where it's kind of confusing. Now, I know I have my stance on the whole Japan just does not understand the Xbox One. They don't really care for it. They don't like it necessarily. They're definitely PlayStation over there, which is, you know, what they are. And I've had that, you know, discussion and argument over the Godzilla game and why it's only a PlayStation game. But Earth Defense Force is a little bit different, I guess, because for one, Earth Defense Force 2017, I don't even think that was on the PlayStation at all. Even in Japan, it was only on the 360. Now, I don't know if Microsoft got exclusivity rights for that. I don't know if that's what went down, but 2017, that was a 360 game, so I'm not really sure. But Earth Defense Force did start on the PlayStation. It was started on the PlayStation 2, back with the, what was it called? PlayStation 2... Wow, I don't even remember what it was called, but it was part of this series of games, something 2000. I cannot remember exactly what the title was called, but the first two Earth Defense Force games were part of that series, and it was actually called Global Defense Force. Well, I think Global Defense Force was the European title for it, but yeah, so it's a little bit weird how the new one, how 4.1, when it's coming to the States, it's not getting an Xbox One release. I mean, I think that would be cool if it did, because obviously it would get more exposure, but so far the only confirmation we have is it's coming to PS4. So all you PS4 owners, there we go. Also, if it comes to the States, that'd be really cool, because then it'll have online, and maybe we can play Earth Defense Force 4.1 online along with the Godzilla Versus. So that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, but my thoughts on this port though, because I played the crap out of 2025. You guys know it. I made the Let's Play of it. I think it was about 18 episodes, maybe it was 20 episodes. It was a pretty long Let's Play. It definitely had a lot more levels than 2017 did. So, I know I have good experience with Earth Defense Force 2025, and this port it's really a carbon copy of that. The only difference is that the graphics are a bit up-resed, obviously, to 1080p. It's definitely like Godzilla Versus, for sure. Like it runs at a smoother frame rate because of the newer technology, the newer hardware. It still has its lag moments though, when a lot of buildings are crumbling, and especially when buildings are crumbling. Like if you destroy a lot of buildings at once, the game for some reason just cannot handle it. And it does run at a slow frame rate, but I don't care too much about that, because it's about the gameplay that I care about. So, but the game looks a little bit smoother because it's running at a smoother frame rate and also 1080p. So therefore, the game looks better, anyways. I did that one comparison video when I first got this game of Earth Defense Force on the PS3 and not on the PS4. Sadly, the resolution didn't come out well. I don't know why, but through my eyes, when I was seeing it on my TV, I definitely saw a difference with that. But the one thing though, I will say I am a bit disappointed with the port when it comes to these kaiju, the ones that you're looking at right now. These awesome new enemies are only utilized like 3 times in the game. Only 3. I think there's like 3, well maybe 4 missions in total, including this one, that has these kaiju, and this is the last level that has the kaiju in him, and this is like mission 79 I think, or 70 something, and there's like 90 missions, so there's still like 30 more missions in the game after this mission, and no kaiju are around. And that was one of my disappointments, because that was one of the selling points with this port, was that you got to fight kaiju and you got to play as a mech. And you'll see later, oh yeah, and there's the big guy, there's the big boss, I guess, of the kaiju. He's even bigger than what these other kaiju are, and it's just crazy. You guys have to play this game on a big screen, because it's crazy, but I digress. So it's really, yeah, disappointing that they only utilize these monsters so little, and they marketed it to where this was this was what would be in the game, yet most of the game is pretty much the same that we already played on the last gen version. So I don't know why they didn't put more levels with the kaiju or anything like that. It's a little bit disappointing, but oh well. I mean, it's not too big of a deal. It's still cool to be able to play an Earth Defense Force game on a newer console, and just to kind of have an excuse to replay the game anyways. So my overall experience with Earth Defense Force 4.1 is kind of the same when it comes to the original one that came out on the PS3 and the 360. I still love it. I love it, Earth Defense Force, and this one was just really awesome. Also, if there are some of you that are confused why I'm saying 4.1, is because Earth Defense Force in Japan, this game is called Earth Defense Force 4. It's only the American title that they made it 2025, which is the same for 2017. In Japan, that was called Earth Defense Force 3. So I don't know why they decided to title him that way. It's the same thing with the Godzilla game. In Japan, it's called Godzilla Versus. In the States, it's just called Godzilla, which I still hate. So I will be calling that game Godzilla Versus, because that'll help differentiate it from the other Godzilla games. But yeah, it's this is a really good port. I highly recommend you pick it up when it does come out stateside, because now you don't have to import it, because it will come out sooner or later here. But at the time, I didn't know that. I bought this thinking that this would never come out to the States. So I'm pretty excited to play this game, with Japan or English text, so I actually know what I'm doing. But Earth Defense Force isn't really that complicated of a game, so even if you played it like what I'm doing, playing the Japanese version, it was so easy to pick up and play, because I already knew what Earth Defense Force was. Shoot a bunch of big ants, grab the red stuff to get your armor bigger, grab the green boxes to get new weapons. That's pretty much it. The only hard thing was the weapons, because the weapons are in Japanese text, and I couldn't read, obviously, what they were, so that kind of sucked. But man, look at that. The red kaiju's just destroying the mechs. And look at the way that they bring them in. It's so like Pacific Rim, and I wonder if that's the inspiration that they got for it, was like Pacific Rim. Okay, so this is me getting in the mech, and it's just so cool. It's super slow though. Oh man, you walk so slow as the mech, but it's when you get up to the kaiju that you're fighting, it's actually pretty cool. So it's a cool little feature. It's a cool little new game mechanic that's in Earth Defense Force, and I feel like it expands on what Earth Defense Force can do. So I'm really excited for the next installment of this series, and to see what what new things they're gonna do to it. So but look at this. This is so badass looking right now. Like all the mechs are just charging for this guy. It looks so cool. So yeah, I'm gonna bring it back around before this video ends, because I know we got a couple more minutes left of this. Yeah, the series is over. This will be the last Earth Defense Force game for a while, until they come out with another one or whatever. I don't plan on doing any more videos like with Earth Defense Force 4.1. I won't be doing a Let's Play of the English version, because that would be ridiculous. That'd be like the 3rd time I'd be doing something with this game. So yeah, so it will be pulled. I know a lot of you that did enjoy the series. You know, once again, thank you for watching those videos. But I feel like I every time I put out one of those videos, I didn't really feel good about it. You know, I felt like, oh man, I feel like I'm giving them something that like just wasn't really sufficient enough, you know, like just gameplay. I mean, I know gameplay videos are fine, and I do some of those a lot. And when the Godzilla vs. game comes out, I will be posting non-commentary gameplay videos of it, because I kind of like what I did with that other one, the Godzilla True Ending video that was like an hour long. Like that, I'll be doing like non-commentary gameplay of like all the monsters, because now you can play as all the different monsters. But you know, you guys can watch one of my update videos. I probably talked about my plans for the Godzilla game, but there will be plenty of videos when it comes to Godzilla Versus that will be Let's Plays, that will be post commentaries, and that will be non-commentary. So there'll be a variety when it comes to the new Godzilla game. But as for this series, this is the end. This will be the last one. I don't really know what else to talk about. G-Fest is coming up as I'm recording this. It's July 5th, I believe, and G-Fest is right around the corner, and I cannot wait. I will be posting a video before I leave, just so you guys know that, so the majority of people know that I am going, and I have a couple things that I will give away when I am there, kind of like what I did last year, but I will reveal those when I do that video. I'm super excited. I got invited to be on a Godzilla 1984 panel. I posted that on my Facebook. I'm super excited to do that. I cannot wait. And then also Return of Space Godzilla will be premiering there. So I can't believe that Return of Space Godzilla is going to be premiering next week. I mean, that's just actually, yeah, it's crazy. It's so crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I don't really have any more things to talk about, so I think I'm just gonna leave you with the rest of the gameplay here, and yeah, that will be it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and stay big, G fans.